Good evening and welcome to the national news broadcast on ChannelEye. We are ready to bring you the stories from home and around the world. I'm Natalia Viravardhana.
I'm Dishan Virakon, and we start off by taking a look at your headlines for tonight. The President and World Bank representatives inspect the Nagalagam Street water pumping station. The health authorities request everyone to act with responsibility without taking the increased number of COVID patients lightly. The Oxford University reveals that persons of South Asian origins have high corona risk. The school student and his father connected to the Mahabaghe accident remanded until the 19th of this month. 1,500 roads will be vested with the public tomorrow. Global food prices are at the highest value after a decade. Starting off with your top story for tonight. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the World Bank representatives inspected the water pumping station on Nagalagam Street in Colombo today. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, when he was the Secretary to the Ministry of Defence and Urban Development, planned the Metro Colombo Urban Development Project in 2012. It includes 55 sub-projects and the Nagalagam Street Pumping Station is one of its sub-projects. The main objective of the sub-project is to control floods in the city of Colombo and to avoid the pollution caused by the depletion of water in the canals during the dry season. 5 pumps capable of discharging 30 cubic meters of water per second into the Kalni River and 2 pumps capable of carrying 12 cubic meters of water per second from the Kalni River into the canals have been installed at the pumping station. It also has 2 automatic locking doors and a control system. The total cost of the project is $321 million and the World Bank has provided a concessional loan of $213 million. The government of Sri Lanka has provided $108 million for this project. Project Director A.H. Tushari explaining the progress of the project to the President and the World Bank representatives said that within the next few months the project will be completed. Simultaneously, 47 kilometers of roads will be developed in selected areas. The project also includes the development of the Viharamadevi Park, the Crow Island Beach Park and the Badagana Wetland Park. Representatives of the World Bank, including World Bank's Vice President for the South Asian region, Hartwig Schaefer, State Ministers Nalaka Gudahewa and Mohan P. De Silva, and officials participated on this occasion.
Director General of Health Services Dr. Hemantha Herath says that the increase of COVID patients should not be taken lightly. He has requested the public to act with responsibility.
We have observed there is a slight increase of new cases reported each day compared to the previous day. It is too early to comment and conclude whether there is a real rise in new cases. However, we can definitely conclude that there is reduction of cases has been hampered and there is no reduction of cases observed as we have observed in the past few weeks and few days. So therefore, it is very important to take this very seriously, that our responsible behavior is very important to ensure that further reduction of cases are observed in the coming days, for which we need to make sure that social distancing, preventing unnecessary gatherings and also adhering to the health guidelines to the letter, especially wearing masks and washing your hands and other respiratory etiquettes, which I have seen in several reports and other places where people have taken photographs behaving in a manner where it is conducive to spread the disease without wearing masks and interacting very closely, and which will be a very serious situation which can lead to a spread of the disease and rise of cases in the coming days. So therefore, we need to make sure that everyone should act in a responsible manner. Again, I want to emphasize the fact that health workers, doctors and several others also have posted photographs without wearing their mask and gathered in a very close confined places without maintaining the social distance diagnosis, and this will give a bad example to others. And finally, we are the people who will be going to bear the burden of any adverse outcomes. So therefore, everyone, including health workers and others, should behave in a manner responsible so that we are not going to get any adverse outcomes in the coming days. It is the responsibility of everyone to make sure that others are also behaving in a manner that is conducive to prevent the spread of this disease.
482 COVID patients were found today. 15,473 are undergoing medical treatment. 339 have recovered from the virus today. 514,573 have recovered so far. The Director General of Health Services confirmed today 15 COVID deaths which occurred yesterday. 13 out of them are 60 and above 60 years. 2 of them are between the ages of 30 and 59 years. 51 COVID patients were found following rapid antigen tests conducted today at Bandaravilla Medical Officer's office today. Among them are 11 children of Bandaravilla Sujata Sevenas Children's Home. 6 workers and 7 children kept at the centre on a court order, and rapid antigen tests have been conducted on them. Castle Street Hospital for Women says that its services are being operated with health protective measures. The Lady Ridgeway Hospital for Children says that there has been an increase of COVID-infected children during the past few days. A passenger flight from Switzerland has touched down at Katunayake International Airport today after 2 years. It is reported that 96 foreign tourists have arrived in the island in the flight. A group of people, including State Minister Devi Chanaka, were at the airport to receive them. The Ministry of Buddha Shasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs has emphasized that it is important to conduct Katina religious ceremonies according to health guidelines. It has requested to use songs only with religious background when organizing processions and airing songs at religious places. German Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Olga Seubert, says that German investors are keen to invest in Sri Lanka's health sector. He said that investors have already arrived in the country. The health minister said it is immensely important to further enhance investments. This was revealed during a discussion between the German ambassador and Minister Dr. Kelly Ramukwella yesterday. Ambassador Seubert commended the program of the Health Ministry. He pointed out that there are investors for pharmaceutical manufacturing and they are with high investment value, and it is important for Sri Lanka to pay its attention in this regard. The German ambassador said giving a booster dose is an important step. He said it is important to plan to give it to the group in the tourism industry. $29,278,573 vaccine doses have been given to the people under the COVID vaccination program. 15,726,331 have been given the first dose of a vaccine. 13,523,722 have been given the second dose of a vaccine. 28,520 have been given a booster dose. Giving the booster dose to health staff and frontline workers is continuing. Staff of the Ceylon General Hospital were given a booster vaccine today. Vaccines have been given to children over 16 years, and vaccination of Bandaravilla Dharmashoka School took place today.
Meanwhile, the Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardana, says that the booster vaccine would be given 6 months after the second dose. He made these remarks addressing a media briefing held today.
We have started giving booster dose for the frontline health workers as well as frontline workers in the Triforces and Army, Navy, Air Force and the police, and the people who are working at airport and harbour. Those vaccination of above 60 populations once we completed frontline healthcare workers vaccination. And we are planning to give the third dose for the patients who are having kidney diseases and who have undergone transplant surgeries and who have got cancers and who are on chemotherapy. So that will be notified once the booster dose of frontline healthcare workers and other workers will be over. The school vaccination program is is going on, and up to yesterday we have vaccinated 80,000 school children aged 16 to 19, and the children who are having special needs and the comorbidities aged between 12 to 19, we have vaccinated 22,970 children. Our target population 16 and above, we have given a single dose. The percentage wise it is about 97% right now. The population dose wise it is 15.7 million doses we have given. 16 and above population we have given 2 doses, 13.5 million. As a percentage it is 83%. And in Kandy and Kegol districts we have given Moderna and AstraZeneca injections. We have completed the first dose and we are now in the process of giving the second dose. We have seen there is a little reduction in coming for the second dose, and we are now doing a special campaign to get down the people for the second dose and giving their second dose as quickly as possible by emotion division wise. Once we completed the booster dose given to the healthcare workers and frontline workers, we are going to start giving booster dose to the 60 and above population, and the third dose for the people who are having comorbidities and who are undergone transplant surgeries or having carcinomas, who are on chemotherapy. We have already ordered Pfizer vaccine 14 million for that booster vaccination. So 13.5 million, and the booster dose will be given 6 months after the second dose. So according to their 13.5 million will be given to the whole population during next few months, and then sufficient number of doses will be coming to Sri Lanka during next 2-3 months.
Now, the 16-year-old youth who drove the vehicle and his father have been remanded until the 19th of this month in connection with the fatal accident at Velisara Mahabage yesterday. They have been remanded when they were produced at the Wattala Magistrates Court today. The luxury vehicle, which was driven by the school student yesterday, veered off the road and collided with a motor car, a three-wheeler and 2 motorcycles coming from the opposite direction. A father of 2 died in the accident. 3 others were injured and a school student is also among them. It has been disclosed that the motor vehicle belongs to a jewellery businessman at Mahabage.
A special media briefing has been called today with the attendance of State Minister Lasantha Lagewanna. Views were expressed on removing controlled prices of several essential goods. State Minister Lasantha Lagewanna said that the Consumer Affairs Authority yesterday removed controlled prices of several goods. The government and the Consumer Affairs Authority will take measures to protect the consumers if there are unreasonable activities in the market after the controlled prices are removed. It is believed that there will be sufficient quantities of rice during next 2 weeks. A large number of people have come forward to import sugar with the removal of the controlled price. Measures will be taken to sell brown sugar for 120 rupees through Satosa. 75% of cement is produced locally. Importers of cement bags had stopped imports. With the increase of prices, imports have begun. It is believed that the issue related to cement will be solved within next 2 to 3 weeks.
The UN Food and Agriculture Organization says that global food prices have recorded the highest value after a decade. Food prices around the world are increasing rapidly, and by October, it has increased continuously for the 3rd month. After July 2011, global food prices have increased by about 3% monthly. The UN Food and Agriculture Organization says that food prices have increased by more than 22% than the previous year. Foreign media reports say that poor people are among affected by the impact. Foreign analysts say that a large amount of their income has to be spent on food. Due to the coronavirus, prices of many sectors, including food and energy, are rapidly increasing. Other reasons are less harvest and the hiding of food stocks by the traders.
Mirisavatiya Registrar and Chancellor of Rajarata University, Venerable Italavatnuwave Gnanathilaka says that everyone should support to implement practically the decision of the President to encourage organic cultivations. Venerable Italavatnuwave Gnanathilaka said that children have been given food without nutrition. The maximum lifetime of Sri Lankans is 65.5 years at present. Hospitals are being built and the society is being hospitalized. Therefore, a solution to this is needed. At least this should be ended during his era. The decision taken by the President is good. Everyone's support is needed to implement it practically. It should not be politicized. The Road Development Authority says that 1,500 roads will be visited with the public tomorrow. The roads were built under the project to develop 100,000 kilometers of roads. The project is implemented under the Vistas of Prosperity policy. 1,500 completed roads will be visited with the public tomorrow. The main ceremony is scheduled to be held under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at Veeraketiya Mandaduwa ground. The national television will live telecast the event from 3:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Now in more local stories, the Disaster Management Centre says 5 deaths have been reported due to the inclement weather situation in the country. 2 of the deaths have been reported from the Badulla district. Pradeep Kodipili of the Disaster Management Centre said that more disasters have been reported from the Badulla district. 2 deaths have been reported from the Badulla district as well. 1 death has been reported from the Mathura district. Deaths have been reported from Puttalam and Mullaitivu districts due to drowning. Therefore, it is important for the people to be alert on the present weather situation and to take necessary precautions. The warning issued by the National Buildings Research Institute yesterday has been extended considering the rainfall during the last few days and the forecast of the Met Department. The Met Department says rains or thunder showers can occur in the western, Sabaragamu and northwestern provinces as well as the Galle and Mathura districts. Rains or thunder showers can also occur in other areas in the night. The Met Department says 100 millimeters of rain can be experienced in certain areas. 10,000 rupees of financial assistance was given to 308 families today at the Badulla Divisional Secretariat area affected by the overflowing of the Badulu Oya. They were given the financial assistance on the instructions of Uva Province Governor AJM Muzambil.
Plans have been made to open Kantale Sugar Factory in December, which had been closed for 28 years. Minister Janaka Vakkumbura made an inspection tour of the premises today. The minister held discussion with employees and he assured them the necessary assistance to open the factory again. The inauguration ceremony to construct Kegal District Office of the Hiovita Small Tea Estates Development Authority took place today under the patronage of Minister Ramesh Patirana. A special discussion took place at the Divisional Secretariat today to resolve issues related to lands of state institutions at Ududumpura area under the Mahaveli E-Zone. State Ministers Siripala Gamlat, Anuradha Jayaratna, Dilu Mamnugama and MP Janta Katagoda were present on the occasion.
Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Podujana Education Services Union has requested the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna to provide a fair and speedy solution to the teachers' and principals' salary anomalies. Minister Gamini Lokuge, party trade union representatives and executive committee members of the Sri Lanka Podujana Education Services Union attended a discussion in this regard. Chairperson of the Sri Lanka Podujana Education Services Union, Vasantha Handapangoda, said that they urge the government to remove the salary anomalies and support them. She said they have requested to provide them with a fair solution. She added that the party accepted the request and would give more than what has been demanded.
පක්ෂය දැනුවත් කරන්න ආවා අපිට සාධාරණීය සාධනීය පිළිතුරක් මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් දෙන්න කියන ඉල්ලීම කරනවා ඒ ඉල්ලීම අද පක්ෂය බාරගත්තා පක්ෂයන්නේ අපි ඉල්ලුවේ පක්ෂය බැඳිලා ඉන්නවා අපේ ඉල්ලීම ඉටු කරන්න මං හිතන්නේ ඒ අය ඉල්ලනවට වැඩිය සාධනීය දෙයක් අපිට දෙවි.
Minister Gamini Lokuge said that they agreed following discussions with the Prime Minister and the teachers' unions to give the first installment by this budget and the second next year. However, it is believed that the salary anomalies of teachers should be solved as soon as possible due to the present economic situation in the country. Therefore, a lengthy discussion took place today with teachers. It was decided to call a representative conference of teachers next week and to hold discussions. The minister said that they expect to hold discussions with the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister to get the best solution after the conference. Now, the General Manager of the Ceylon Electricity Board, M.R. Ranathunga, says that electricity can be generated using natural liquid gas with less expenditure than generating electricity using burnt oil. He mentioned this during a discussion today at the Government Information Department on advantages and disadvantages of the Yugadanavi investment project. General Manager of the CEB, M.R. Ranathunga, said that even after 10 years, they were not being able to generate electricity through the LNG power plant. He said that 1/3 of the electricity is generated by water, 40% by coal, and the rest is generated through burnt oil and fossil fuel. The government has given a target to generate 70% of energy through renewable sources by 2030. Many countries have stopped using coal and are going forward with renewable power sources. It is profitable to generate electricity using natural liquid gas. It is possible to reduce the expenditure to produce electricity by 2 to 3 rupees less than using burnt oil. Well, that's a wrap of tonight's primetime news bulletin here at Rupavahini ChannelEye. And until we meet again next time, do take care, stay safe, and good night.
Good night.